Just doing a small blend. I'm gonna go through and do a bunch of paint correction on my car. Right here you see a bunch of like rust and chips, and there's actually a little bit of a dent there. I'll probably pull that out after a little bit, maybe. Not real worried about it, but basically just kind of showing you a blend. Right now I'm just gonna tape off where I want to prep and sand with like 120 to clean all the rust and the chip edge off. So, and then we'll move up farther. So probably stop right there where it stops cracking. So I'll probably go right there. Put a piece of tape over here. This is just kind of to so you know where to stop with your rough grit. Put a little piece of tape on the bumper edge. There. Okay. So now you won't get any scratch outside. That's the plan. And you take your heavy grit, some block or whatever, and get all that cleaned up, all the rust and whatnot. I'm trying not to sand all the way exactly to the tape, but you know, it happens. So you can move the tape out a little bit if you want. Just a guide so you don't put heavy scratch outside. And once you get your heavy, like all the rust and whatnot off there, and anytime you got a little bit of rust, you want to take that all the way down the middle, past the rust, get all that rust gone. And you can use a heavier grit if you need to, or a grinder. If you scuff your tape, like I just did on accident, double layer it, or you put tape down. A lot of people have done like blue tape or something to protect the paint if you're not going to scratch it, and then duct tape over that, and it keeps the paper from scratching through. And yeah, in case you're wondering, I'm still waiting on finishing up my fender flares because still finishing up the paint on the other car. So just kind of taking a little break. It's Mother's Day, so getting ready to head out. So doing a couple little things while we're waiting. And if you find that rust keeps going, you can take your tape off and move it up a little bit. And this one looks like it probably does, so I'm going to move my tape up a little bit. There. So this eventually will be blended out to, you know, probably right here. And then color. It'll be like color, color. And then the third coat, you know, it would just be a little tiny bit over that, and then clear once I clear the whole car. Just taking care of the color part right now. Should have grabbed some 80 or 40 or something, got through this. This goes so deep. Normally you wouldn't have to go this much, you just scuff it real quick and go. But since I let this go for so long, is what's happening. Alright, so it looks... Alright, so it looks alright. Now what we'll do is we'll take this tape. Leave that on there. Down there. Move the tape up. I'm just going to use 400 just because that's what I got right now. A little bit farther. So now you see the scratch, the 400 scratch, and with this right now, I'm not too worried about a hard line. I'm gonna primer that just right here. So I'll take this tape, go back just a little bit so my scratch is uncovered a little bit. And then what I'll do is with bigger tape, unless I can get it done with this, so I'll do this just right here. Roll this tape back just a little bit. Back mask that so that it won't leave a hard edge for me. Of course, you want to cover that little piece too. I'm just trying to show you real quick. Then you do the same things like this to the sides. Spray your primer on there. Alright, so I'm just going to use some cheap, it's like a high build, deep color. Just color this. It's got rust inhibitor as well, or it fights rust. So I might use this little brush, but you can also just, I'm just going to brush this on because it's a small area, or a little cheap 80-cent chip brush. Just, you know, brush it on there. So again, later on after showing you this, I might pull that dent out a little bit, but right now I'm not worried about it. A little bit in there. Stuff dries super fast, especially in the sun. So this is the high build kind of pre body filler, if you want. tape off. Right. Then we'll go to the next spot of, we'll just deal with that later. Let it dry, let it cure. This heat, the sun, it's not going to take very long, but there's a lot of other spots that I want to do along that. But I'm not really going to worry about this yet because my fender flares are going to cover this be cut. So, alright, and then we'll come back, we'll sand that and get ready to do sand that out and do some primer on it, and then get it all ready for color. That's that. That's pretty simple. It's just 120 scratch underneath there, and then 400 to hit a little bit out here. Some color, sand that down, and then do primer, and then we'll blend this out, color like here or so. Wet sand that, clear that, or we'll clear it when we do the whole car. So, all right. Like and subscribe to the channel down below. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.